So last fall, I spoke to a classroom full of Wharton marketing undergrads. They were bright kids. They're sitting there taking notes, listening to me in a way that my own kids probably never will. And they were also way more prepared in so many ways than I was at their age, sitting literally in the same classroom. Now, after my semi-prepared presentation, it was time for Q&A. The scary part. And I remember a young woman in the back asked me, if I was graduating today, if you're graduating today, what would you actually do differently? And paused, I stalled for time. I did one of those slow circles around the front of the table just to gather my thoughts. And then I listed a few ideas, a few things on the spot, really in no particular order. And I gave the disclaimer that I reserved the right to revise my answer on the drive home and then send them a follow-up through the professor. And nearly almost a year later, I'm not sure I have a better answer than what I gave. So here's the real version. 5 things, not a TED Talk, not a listicle, just what I told a room full of 21, 22-year-olds who are fearful of finding a job, yet more qualified than anyone else coming out of school to actually succeed in life. First point was, stop collecting credentials and start collecting proof. And that's not just about entry level, but that's for anyone. When I started out, I thought the resume was the product. You stack your internships, you stack your certifications, you stack your logos, but the truth is nobody really cares at that stuff. They're not looking at it. What actually gets you hired is proof that you can do the thing. A campaign you participated in, a newsletter that you write, a LinkedIn post that got a stranger to write a message to you and asks you how you think of that. That's not a resume line, that's evidence. So if I graduated today, I'd spend less time polishing a PDF and more time publishing something every week, every day, in ways that people can find, discover, and point to. It doesn't matter if 3 people see it or 3,000. You're not building an audience yet. You're building a body of work, and that's a big difference. So the second point was, everyone in marketing is also in sales. So you can't say you don't want to be in sales. Whether you admit it or not, nobody really wants to hear this one. And they say like, oh, I'm on brand side, or I don't do sales. You do. You're selling an idea to your boss. You're selling a budget to finance. You're selling a campaign concept to a client that thinks they know better. I spent many years thinking strategy and selling were different muscles, but it's the same thing. The best marketers I know can walk into a room and make a case, then walk out and make the thing they just pitched. So again, if I graduated today, I'd take the sales training that nobody assigns you, that nobody actually gives you unless you go into a sales title role. Learn how to handle a room that doesn't want to say yes. It'll matter more than any certification you'll ever hang on a wall. The third point was, don't build your career on rented land. And the point that I really wanted to make with that was, and I think I may have butchered in the basement classroom of Steiny D, I spent years pouring energy into platforms I didn't own, that my brand client customers didn't own. A feed that could change its algorithm overnight is not your friend. A channel that could disappear tomorrow and take my audience with it. My 50,000 tweets are basically gone now from the historical record. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. But the people who dwell in this business are the ones who own something. A newsletter with an actual email address, a podcast with a real subscriber list, something that doesn't evaporate the 40th time a platform decides to reinvent itself. I'd start owning something, creating something, but owning it. Could be small, but on day one, you're not looking for vanity metrics. It's your documentation and insurance policy. Fourth point, be first, be best, or be last. I was early to social, late to lots of things I won't probably admit on camera. And I told myself I was being cautious, but I was really being slow. AI right now is not a trend you can sit out. But my real point even then was that the tool doesn't make you good. It can make you fail faster. But if you don't already have taste, judgment, a point of view, then the AI just helps you produce more of really nothing, but a lot faster. I'd learn the tools obsessively. I'd protect my own voice just as obsessively, use the machine to move quicker, but never let it decide what you think. And then the last point that I made was that networking is just remembering that people exist. Oh, I'm not good at networking. I feel uncomfortable talking to people in a room. I used to think that networking meant working in a room with a stack of business cards, which if you're under 25 watching this, yes, those are physical objects that we handed each other. Real networking is embarrassingly simple. Send an article. Make an intro between two other people. Say congrats when you see the LinkedIn post that somebody posted. Show up when there's nothing in it for you. The stranger with the perfect resume loses to the former colleague every time because trust beats skill on paper always. Earlier this year, I kept a running list, or I started to keep a running list on LinkedIn of people who shape my operating system, right? I've been recognizing them privately, publicly. I still check in on them for no reason at all. Not when I need something, but especially when you don't. So those are the 5 things that I listed for them. Build proof, not credentials, learn to sell, own something, get fast with AI without losing your voice, and remember that people exist even when you don't need them. None of this is complicated. Most decent advice isn't. It just takes someone who isn't grading you, telling you straight, instead of dressing it up for a graduation stage. So if you're starting out now, good luck. Congratulations. You got this. I'd love to hear what you're doing differently. If you're someone who has an opportunity to give advice, drop it in the comments below.